What's going on, guys? Vick here. Today we got these really toasted Nike SB Gibsons that are in dire need of a restoration. This shoe needs everything. We're gonna go in using Rejuvenator products to bring the shoe back to life. We're also gonna go in and give this shoe a full sole reglue. The insides are really bad. The fur is matted down. We're gonna be taking care of all that. We got a big project in our hands, so let's get started. First things first, as always, let's put this shoe to the side for before and after purposes. And let's take out our laces and insole. Next, we're gonna grab our shoe tree, adjust it to size, and put it inside our shoe to help minimize the creasing on the toe box. Now we're on to our solution. Let's squirt 2 squirts inside our bowl of water. All prepped, ready to go. Now you guys know what time it is. It's hammer time. We're gonna be using our soft bristle brush to hammer the uppers. Uppers look great. It's kind of hard to tell because the uppers are brown, but I do see a lot of that black stuff coming out. Now we're gonna move on to the insides. The brown part of the tongue isn't too bad, but the pink sock liners need a lot of work. So we'll be using the soft bristle brush to take care of it. Uppers look great, same thing with the insides. We're not gonna be using the medium bristle brush on this cleaning. We're just gonna go straight to the stiff bristle brush to clean up these midsoles and outsoles. Good to go. Let's put this Gibson inside our sneaker laundry bag. Before we head over to the washing machine, we gotta take care of our insole and shoelace. For the shoelace, we're just gonna put it inside our leftover water and solution. Let it marinate in there, break down the grime and dirt. While it sits there, we're gonna grab our soft bristle brush and brush this insole. To the washing machine. All right, YouTube, we are back. Check out this Nike SB Gibson. Thanks to the washing machine and our signature shoe cleaning kit, this shoe literally cleaned up perfect. It's back to being brown. The thing I'm most impressed about this whole cleaning is the insides. The insides are back to being that vibrant pink all around. It needs to be fluffed up a little bit, but using a brush at the end of the video, we'll go in and fluff it up. Overall, I'm really pleased at how these turned out. Now, we gotta focus on these soles. The sole needs a full reglue. If you guys remember back a few months ago to last year where I did a full restoration on this Nike SB Jasons with Sal, we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna remove the sole, prep the sole, and put it back on. Right now there's major separation all around the sole. After I remove the stitching from the sole, you'll see how easy the uppers are gonna come off. Once that part is done, we'll prep the soles and the uppers and glue them back together. Right now I'm gonna use the scratch off to carefully remove the stitching all around. We wanna save the stitching because we are gonna use it when we stitch the sole back onto the shoe. Good to go removing the stitching off the soles. As you can see, these uppers came off the soles so easily. There was no glue holding these two parts together. These shoes are from 2007, so the glue was very brittle. Now you gotta go in and apply some new glue. But before we do that, the most important step when it comes to this is removing all the old glue. We'll be using acetone and cotton balls to remove all the old glue from the soles. For the uppers, we'll be using a Dremel. Soles are fully prepped. This part was easy. We're gonna put these to the side for now. We don't need them. For the uppers, it's a different story. We're not gonna be using acetone. If we were gonna use acetone, it'll quickly run onto the uppers and potentially ruin them. We're not gonna be doing that. We'll be using a Dremel. Simply what we're gonna do is shave off all the old glue. The trick is to stay under the line. If we go over the line, we'll ruin the uppers. All done removing the glue from the uppers. This was very time consuming using the Dremel, but it's very important if you want the new glue to adhere properly to the upper and sole. Now for this part, we're gonna break it up into a few different pieces. First, we're gonna lay down our glue on the foam area and the bottom part of the sole. We're gonna wait 7 minutes and then we'll clamp it together. After that, we'll move on to the uppers and sole. For this step, we'll be using bar super stick. Seven minutes are up. Let's heat up the glue so we can put these together. Part one of the glue job's complete. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna apply a glue on top of the foam and the sides of the sole. Then for the uppers, the exact same thing. The difference is we gotta be very careful not getting glue on top of that line on the uppers. If we do, it'll ruin it. We wanna be very careful, get glue all around, same thing with the bottom part. Wait 7 minutes and then we'll put them together. 7 minutes are up, let's clamp these two parts together. But first we're gonna heat it up. For this part, we're gonna break it up into a few different pieces. We'll start on the front, then do the back, and then do the sides. Big shout out to Sal for teaching me this stuff. I will have him back on the channel next month to do a Jordan 11 restoration, so stay tuned for that. Glue job is complete. Big shout out to Sal for the information he provided me a few months back on the SB restoration. I started from the front, worked my way to the back, and then to the sides. Came out perfect, alignment's on point, no glue where there shouldn't be. I'm happy with it. Now the next step we're gonna do is throw the stitching back onto the sole. We'll be using a sewing gauze. This part is very time consuming, and I kinda hate this part because it takes forever, but it's gotta get done. Good to go applying the stitching back onto the sole. After doing this a few times, I've gotten a lot faster. I'm sure that the next time will be even more efficient. Now we're gonna move on to the uppers. The swooshes need some work. As you can see right here, there's a pretty big scuff right here on the swoosh. Same thing right here, there's some paint cracking off, and all around the edges. We're gonna touch it up using some paint. I went ahead and mixed it up using some gold, brown, and yellow. We'll be touching it up using some angular brushes. Swooshes are good to go. Color match was on point. Now we're on to the insides of the shoe. For the tongues, we have a lot of little lint balls all around. We'll be using a lint shaver to get that stuff off. Really easy. For the sock liners, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they're pretty matted down, so we'll be using a rejuvenator brush to fluff them up a little bit. Almost done with this transformation, you guys. The last step we gotta do before we lace this shoe up is to hit the uppers using some Rejuvenator Almighty Mink Oil. We're gonna spray a light coat all around, then we're gonna brush it in using a soft bristle brush.
What's going on, Rejuvenation? We have teamed up with our good friends over at Kicks World to give you guys a chance at winning a pair of Travis 6 British khakis in your size. All you have to do to enter is click the link in the description below and follow 3 easy steps. You must be following Kicks World on Instagram, sign up for Rejuvenator's newsletter, and comment your shoe size in the actual widget to be considered an entry. The giveaway ends June 30th. Good luck. Now let's get back in today's video.
This is what I call a day and night restoration, you guys. I'm impressed on how this shoe turned out. Let's take it from the top. The very first step we did using Rejuvenator products, we gave the shoe a proper deep clean and set it out. As you can see on the before was just covered in dirt, grease, everything, all of the above. Check out the insides. I don't even want to touch the shoe. The insides weren't even pink anymore. The outsides were completely gone. Now, back to its original color. The insides are back to being fluffy, bright, vibrant pink all around. The outside, same thing, back to its original brown color. After that, you guys, we gave the shoe a full sole reglue. That was probably the hardest part of this whole restoration. It was very time consuming, but thanks to the knowledge that I learned from Sal from a few months back, this made this project very easy. We removed all the old glue, gave it some fresh new glue, stitched it all around and made it fully wearable. After that, we touched up the swooshes, touched up the uppers with some mink oil, and pretty much brought it back to life, you guys. You can find all the Reshoevn8tor products at reshoevn8tor.com. Use my promo code in the description below. This is Vic Almighty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.